I'm Crystal Sky, and today we're going to talk about Delight air drying clay. So these are some of the things that I did. The clay is very light after it dries. It's air drying clay, so you don't have to bake it. It dries as you do it. Things don't stick in it, so this is a hook, a jewelry hook I would use to make something with Sculpey, and it just comes right out. So it's not stable at all, right? I used pastels. I took off a little tiny bit, I shaved off a little tiny bit into the clay of a red pastel from Prismacolor. And it turned the clay this awesome pretty color. So that's a thing. I also made this as a stress ball I made. You can squeeze it and it moves a little bit. It's not very movable, but it does move a little bit. And I put little X's all over it because that's what I wanted to do. It kind of reminds me of a little Fabergé egg. Anyway, let's take a look at this clay. Now, the reason I wanted to get some air dry clay was because I used to use Sculpey a whole bunch. And I don't have my oven right now because it doesn't, honestly, it doesn't fit in the house. So I decided I wanted to play around with some air dry clay and see, you know, I wanted to know what was up with it. So it's white air dry clay. That was what it is. It feels really good in your hands. It feels like paper. It feels like wet paper almost. Let me show you. It's a little bit crumbly. It was a little bit better shaped when I first got it. But I didn't store it in like something super airtight, so it's fine. Right? You can really press it and move it in between your hands. Right? It's super cool. So when you tear it, it does this. Which is cool. Today, I don't know if I want to make something. I used to make some jewelry and some little characters with Sculpey, so I don't know, maybe we'll figure out something to make here. It's a little bit of air dry clay. You can make a smaller stress ball with it. It feels very hard, but like almost like paper, right? When you squish it, see how when you squish it, it changes to like a ripped paper type thing. It's a very interesting feeling, and I like it quite a bit actually. What can we add to this? Let's see if we can add something to it to change it. Oh, I know. I'm gonna take a Crayola marker and see if it'll change the color. So Crayola markers are water-based, right? So maybe it'll change the color completely. And it'll be safe for my hands. I know you can change the color with acrylic, but I would prefer to use gloves for acrylic, so I'm not going to be doing that. I know you can change the color of the clay with pastels. Let's see if you can change it with some markers. This is just for fun. You guys have seen some of the stuff I made, and yeah. This clay is also very light. Very, very light. It feels almost non-existent in my hand except for the little bit of stickiness it feels. It makes an interesting noise, if you guys can hear it. So very interesting noise when you smush it around here. And it does stick to my fingers a little bit. There's a slight smell as well. It's like a plasticky smell. And it does feel wet on my hands, but the smell does take a while to come off of your hands. If you don't like weird smells, I'd suggest wearing some gloves. Alright, so it looks like the color did come in, but very slightly. Because I only added a little bit, so that's understandable. Turned into like this pretty almost off-white color. I kind of like that quite a bit. So you can add texture. You can see here there is texture in it, and it will dry like that. There is texture in the ball that I showed you, the stress ball. So let's see What should I make? I hadn't really planned on making anything, but I wanted to show you the clay, and it feels like a shame to just pull it out and not make anything with it. So how I keep it, how it's so activated, is I just close this way, and then put it in a hefty bag here, and then I squeeze out all the air and close it. So there's no air in it. It can't air dry without any air, right? And that seems to be doing the trick. So that's how I've been storing that, in case you were curious. Let's get these. So this is my True Dot thing here. I want to see if I can make a mound. This is going to be kind of odd. It does keep texture really well. Let's make it flat here on this paper, and let's pull up. There's a little bit of ink on it, but that's fine. That's kind of the result I wanted. What I'm trying to do is make like what I would describe as like a tiny city in this little thing. Now, adding things to the clay mold, like taking a piece off and making it like a paintbrush and then having the things separate, they don't really stick together too well. Which is fine, you know. That's just how it works. Sculpey would be better for that. Use some Sculpey glue and you're good to go. But I think having a base, a really thick base like this, and pulling things out like this should work. Now it's a building, so it doesn't have like crazy stuff to it. It's been a while since I worked with clay, honestly. Let's make this part flat here. Like tiny little towers everywhere. That's the goal. I think it's gonna look cute when it's done. We'll see. I may not like it and I may smush it. See, this isn't standing up too well, this center one. So it might be impossible. Yeah, I think it might be impossible. Let's do something simpler. So let me mold the stuff in. The ink may turn a little bit more grayish. It feels really good to play with in my hands. If this clay didn't air dry, I would just love to like play with it like silly putty. I'm gonna be honest with you. So let's go with the same idea. But let's do something like a paperweight design almost. See how it sticks to my hands? You can get it off that way, but not all the time. So I'm going to roll it into a ball again and squish it flat. Again, we'll try that again. Right? Okay. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to make something simpler and easier. We're going to make a heart. I don't have any of my Sculpey tools here with me. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit you guys. I don't have any of my Sculpey tools with me. Let's use a pen. So this is just a pen from the Hobonichi store, actually. What we're going to do is we're just going to go around here and add some texture to this clay. Boop-a-doo. I'm kind of rolling it because I don't want it to crack up like that. Crack up. But after this, we're gonna pull it out. Give it a more defined design. Oh goodness. Okay. Alrighty, so we have that down. Let's take these. We'll push this down with the side here and just follow the design. There we go. Yeah. It's going to look like a little coin, which is cool. Keep pushing this down here. I actually like the added little ink that it's giving. I feel like it's adding some character. I don't want to push it down too much, because then that would ruin the whole design. And I can smooth it out with my fingers probably at the end there. You can probably push it down with your fingers as well. If you want. You want to be boring like that. Alrighty. At the end of the line here. Yeah, we'll smooth that out with our fingers here. Oh, it doesn't look so lumpy. The corners will always stay jagged like that. It's an almost perfect coin shape. I'm gonna smooth out the edges too, so it doesn't look so wrinkly around the sides. Alright. Oh, stuck to the paper for sure. Actually stuck to the paper on the bottom. Pulled it off completely. Which is pretty cool. We can add it back if we wanted. If we so desired. We'll just push this down and leave this here. So if I leave this here for a little bit and no one messes with it, that's how it'll air dry. And it'll become very hard like this, as you can see, not squishy at all. Squish, squish. It's got a little leverage. It's a little buoyant, but it's not squishy. And it'll be very light. The clay is actually heavier than the air-dried clay. Once it's air-dried, it like runs out of all liquid inside, I'd say, because it's a little wet. So anyway, that's air-dried clay. I just wanted to show you guys some cool things that I've been doing lately to make myself feel better. And clay is one of them. I don't know if you guys can see the design too well because of the light. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys later, and we're going to be doing some real art next time. Bye!